Hey guys, today I am going to share with you what some of the most underrated family travel destination spots are and the secret places that you need to visit in 2025. If you are new here, welcome. We are a homeschool family that loves traveling and is making a big move and a big change in our family. So check that out. I will try to go and like and comment, and please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything when a new video is dropped. So as we get into the first one is the Omni Homestead Resort. This is in Hot Springs, Virginia. So the Omni is somewhat of a chain in the United States, but this Omni Homestead is different. What sets it apart from the rest of the Omnis is it's sort of in the country. It is in the countryside. It has tons of acres to do things outside. It is an upscale, historic hotel. They have their original side, and then they have another side that has been a little bit more refurbished and a little bit more modernized. And in there, they have one of the best rated golf courses in the country. They have a spa. They have nature. You can do, I think, skiing and snow tubing nearby. They have pools, multiple pools, and one of the pools is just for kids. They have restaurants on site that are so popular that you have to make reservations before you go. And we have been there, so we found this out the hard way. If you go we went near July 4th, and we had no availability to get food on site. There is a place that if you walk right outside the homestead in the tiny little town, there is this teeny tiny steakhouse on the corner. And it was hands down one of the best restaurants we've ever been to in our entire life, and it was accidental. So the Omni Homestead, you can do kayaking, nature trails, golfing, there's shopping. There's like a whole shopping area inside of the Omni Homestead Resort. And they have horses. You can do horseback riding or horse-drawn carriages through the woods. And it is absolutely beautiful. There are tons of things to do for all ages. And if parents are going with kids and you need some one-on-one time and you want the kids to do something, they have an area that you can send your kids for childcare while the adults go out and do an activity that maybe is not age appropriate, or maybe mom and dad just need to go and have a lunch date dinner alone. So they have tons of stuff. It is a do not miss resort that you should absolutely go to if you are a nature lover, or if you just want to relax and hang out by the pool and do some shopping inside and eat some great food. So it is a very well-rounded destination that is easily overlooked. The next one is Porto, Portugal. Now, everybody knows that Portugal is quite an affordable stop in Europe. But Porto is somewhat overlooked because it's not the main city. Porto, obviously, because it's at a port. It is riverfront and it's cheaper. So because it gives you the town, it has great food, it has a lot cheaper prices, so it's quite affordable for many people. And because it's at the port, it is riverfront, so you get that water, you get the European feel, you get the good food, you get the cheaper prices, you get the shopping, you get the hanging out, so you get it all. But it's a little bit not a exact destination that everybody's going to in Portugal. So that is a great option. The third one is Prince Edward Island in Canada. They have red sand, fresh seafood, and they have the heritage site of Anne of Green Gables, and it is supposed to be phenomenal. We have not been there, but the research that I have done makes me absolutely want to book it right away. The kids are going to love the red sand. Who doesn't love fresh seafood? Well, I guess some people don't, but our family loves the fresh seafood. And if you are a history lover, it's great. And if you are an avid reader, Anne of Green Gables Heritage Place, the heritage site, is a must-see along the way. Next one is, it's an up-and-coming place, and it's in Luray, Virginia, and it is the Luray Caverns. It has been rated, most recently, I would say within the past year or two, as one of the best vacation spots in Virginia. and it is slowly climbing in the U.S. as some of the best vacation spots. There are nothing but the caverns are there, full of history, and at the caverns, they have an amazing maze that you can do with your family, and they have the transportation museum. It's the horse and carriage museum. So they have all the original cars, all the original carriages from Europe and what were first here in America, and it's awesome. They also have a candy little shop that they make the taffy and stuff right there in front of you. So there is plenty to do. And then if you walk across the street, it's still like the Luray area. They have an historical area right there. There you can see some of the preserved history that they have. It's sort of seasonally opened, but while you're there, you can absolutely go in and explore the historical houses. I think they had, from what I remember, there was a church. There's a schoolhouse, there's other homes, and it's free to walk through there, absolutely. So when you're at Luray Caverns, it's not just the caverns. There's the historical area, the taffy shop, the horse and buggy, the first museum of those, and the maze. So that's just in that one little area. On top of it, there's a great pizza place right in the middle of the Luray area. I can't remember the name of it. We've gone there twice. But once you're in Luray and you Google it, it's like the only other one that's there. And they have a phenomenal pizza. And their garlic knots are absolutely must try. Do not pass up on those. So not only that, it's incredibly family friendly. It is a great place for families with kids of all ages to go for a long weekend. And on top of that, there's wineries and breweries out the wazoo there. Whether you want to just drive home and stop at some, or on your way, or just make a day trip and see some. They're all in the mountains. They're all gorgeous, and they are a stone throw away. So with that being said, you're also on the outskirts of the Shenandoah National Park. So you can go into the national park as well, and there's other historical places all along the route there. But the Shenandoah National Park has several entrances, and it's like all around Luray you can go. We did one, except it was too foggy. We weren't able to see many things. But the Luray Caverns is a absolute must, and there are tons of Airbnbs close by within like 10 to 20 minutes driving, or you can stay right in town. And a great place to stay is the Mims Inn, and we have stayed there. There is a good little cute history along with it, but it's like sitting right inside the town, like 2 minutes from the caverns, and it's sitting up on this beautiful hill overlooking the town of Luray, and it's gorgeous and has great history. So up next is Leavenworth, Washington. So Leavenworth is a teeny tiny small German village, which is all about, well, a German Bavarian style village. So they have stuff for Oktoberfest, and they have a huge Christmas village. It's supposed to be one of the biggest Christmas villages in the United States. They have snow. The only downfall is, which is not a downfall, but you need to rent a car. If you fly in, you're going to have to fly into the main capital, and then you're going to take like a 2 to 3 hour car ride to get there. So if you're in the wintertime, they do require certain tread on your tires and certain things on your rental cars to be able to drive, because a certain mountain pass is difficult to get through if it's snowing. So you just keep that in mind for the weather and the season that you're going. It does, driving there does take some planning for getting there and getting back, especially for flights and whatnot. But it's a German village. They have the Christmas village. They have feeding reindeers nearby. They have antique shops. They have some outdoor stuff, but it's all this walkable town. And in the middle, it's this big little like town square you see on the Hallmark movies. They have everything lit up. They have all kinds of activities for kids, face painting and everything. You can go sledding there. Kids are just usually playing around in the middle of the town. There are cars, but in the circle area, that's like the main common center of it. Kids are playing around, snowballs. There's hot chocolate. There are so much to do, and it's great for an easy, quick, long weekend getaway. I wouldn't stay there for a week. I'm not sure that there's enough to do there for a week, but I think a long weekend would be fabulous to be able to go there. And it's in the mountains, and it's full of holiday festivities and cheers for not just Christmas, but for Oktoberfest and other times of the year. It's just a fun German village. And obviously, because it's a Germanic Bavarian village, they have tons of the German food, the pretzels, the schnitzel, and I'm sure they have their fresh local German beers that they have imported. So that is another great one. Moving on is Copenhagen, Denmark. Now, Copenhagen is not only family friendly, it is incredibly clean. It is a little bit more pricey for vacations, but you see where the money's going to. There's no homeless people on the streets. They're well taken care of because everybody pays a high tax bracket. There's no trash on the streets. Most people are walking around with kids. There's lots of families out of locals walking around, grabbing coffees, going to the bookstores, going to parks. There is bukus of parks there for your kids. There is loads of museums there. It is, I would say, very clean and safe. There's Tivoli Gardens. Tivoli, I believe. I've heard it said two ways, but Tivoli Gardens is an amusement park. It is the second oldest amusement park in the world, and it is actually one of the only ones that's still operating to this day. So Tivoli is massive. They do a huge Christmas market there. We've been there and it was great, but like in each area is like a different culture in a way, and it's great to experience it. But there's rides, there's amusement park, there's restaurants all through Tivoli. There's like concert halls where they're, what is the word I'm looking for? Platforms. There are plays. There's stages for plays. There is so much. You could spend 2 full days in Tivoli and just being on amusement parks and food. You probably don't even have to leave. The bathrooms are incredibly clean. The people were quite helpful, and absolutely is one of the probably top things to do there. Also, if your kids or you love Legos, Legos was invented in Denmark, and the first original Lego store in the world is still there, still operating, and it's fabulous to be able to go in there and grab some Legos. And Lego is still a family-run business, so it's pretty cool to be able to check that out in the country, where it came from, and how much that company has just exploded over the years. And there are living Viking museums. There are living Viking villages everywhere. They have, I know I'm going to say this wrong, Rekkleslide. I'm saying this wrong. We went there. It's a really phenomenal small town. It is a Viking boat museum. So originally that town used to be like the main city. It was like bigger than London, England. And while it was that way, they had all the Vikings there. So fast forward, people realized that there was some stuff in the water, in the harbor, right there in the bay, like blocking the bay. And it was sunken Viking ships. And they realized that the Vikings had sunk their own ships as a barrier because the other boats couldn't come in over the sunken ships. So they had sunk them. So they found them out. And for the last 20 years, they had been bringing them up, going through all the archaeology and all the, I guess, the mapping and the plans, and they have reconstructed it and completely made it back as much as they could of the original size and everything. And it is a phenomenal museum. And then the kids are able to also go in, and they have some videos there that you can watch, but the kids are able to go play on pretend Viking ships, and there's this room of what it would be like to live as a Viking. And the kids can put on costumes, they can see what it's like to sleep, they can see what it's like, what a kitchen would be like, and it's really cool. So Rekkleslide is a great town if you're in Copenhagen. It's an awesome day trip to do, and there's tons of restaurants nearby. There's actually a restaurant on site for there. But so that is awesome. And check out the Living Viking the Living Viking villages. Those are a little farther of a drive from Copenhagen, but they're supposed to be spot on and phenomenal. And last but not least is the underrated family destination place is Malaysia. Malaysia is one, incredibly safe, It is mostly clean, and it is absolutely affordable for families or anyone wanting to travel. Malaysia is become a beautiful blend of the Malay, the Chinese, and Indian cultures, and it's kind of beautifully merged together between the three. They have a massive Lego land, and there's also beautiful rainforest for you to visit. There's shopping, there's incredibly flavorful, healthy, delicious food there, and the people that live there, I would say, are incredibly humble, they're incredibly welcoming, they're incredibly kind, and I think that it would be an awesome place for destination to travel, and it is absolutely on our bucket list. So I hope these places have opened your eyes, start some light bulbs burning, and please let me know if you have gone to any of these places. Let me know in the comments, or let me know of an underrated place that you think should be added to this list. Thanks for watching. Bye.